Hi guys, thanks for joining us today. Today I'm joined by Ron, who is the owner and head baker at Ad Astra Bread Company that is located in the Other Brother Brewery. Thanks for joining me today, Ron.
Hey, thanks for being here.
Yeah. How's your day been? It sounds like your schedule's been just crazy lately. So
Yeah, getting ready for like 4 nights in a row of doing like overnight baking. So
yeah, sounds crazy busy. So
yeah, baker's life. Now that I've learned.
okay, so tell us a little bit about Ad Astra.
Ad Astra is a bread company where we try and focus on sourdough breads for the most part, like natural leaven sourdough. We use organic flours. We use what's called long fermentation. So the idea is instead of a bread that's produced very quickly from measuring and mixing to baking, some of those things are done in just a few hours. Ours actually takes a day and a half.
Okay.
And the idea for that is it's really old world style bread. Most popular in America, or especially on the West Coast, is like Tartine Bakery. But the idea of that is that this format of making bread using no commercial yeast, so it's natural leaven. We're basically yeast farmers, using organic flours, like I said, long fermentation, so it becomes more digestible, it develops more flavor, it has better texture. The doughs are very wet, there's a lot of water in them, which gets you a nice crispier exterior, a chewier interior. It actually helps to do a natural preservation. So literally, I tell people all the time, like our breads, I'll have a loaf of our bread sitting on my counter at home for like 6 days. I'll still cut into it, toast it up in a cast iron skillet, and it's great. And that's literally flour, water, and salt. But it's the whole process of it that makes it that way. So that was kind of my main thing of what I wanted to do, is to try and achieve a bread like that dark, crusty, European style bread that I didn't really see anyone doing here in the peninsula, at least on a scale like we were doing. So that's mostly what Ad Astra is. I mean, it's kind of a twofold thing. It's that, and obviously we're within Other Brother Beer Company, so we also make food for the brewery. And the idea with that was, I met Michael and Evan who run the brewery, and I was kind of like, well, yeah, let's do it. Like I could just get an oven and we could bake a bunch of bread, and then we'll make like flatbreads and we'll make sandwiches and like all kinds of stuff that are somewhat bread related. So I thought that would be just a cool thing to have. And, they developed a place in Seaside that's become itself a community place. And so I kind of wanted to be a part of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Super cool. So what made you, so you kind of had this idea for a bread. What made you decide you wanted to turn it into a business?
Yeah, good one. I've been a pastry chef for 20 years. So I went to graduated from culinary school in 2000 or something like that. Yeah, longer than 20 years. And mostly worked in fine dining restaurants. I guess I was kind of done with fine dining. And the other is like a little bit twofold. Within fine dining, it's not like my friends or family would ever necessarily go eat there, at least on a regular basis, unless I invited and like kind of help pay for it, because it is expensive.
Sure.
It's not an everyday thing. So that was one of the things. I wanted to make something. I wanted to produce something after years and years of making things that like everyone can get. And then the other part was, as a pastry chef in a restaurant like that, no one really knows who you are. You don't really have much control over whatever that business model is.
Okay.
So then it got to, well, if it was my business, then I can dictate what we want to do. And after, again, working on 15, 16 years of experience within the industry, I was like, well, I have ideas that I want to get across on how I see a business to be.
Sure.
And so that was kind of the big thing. So it was those two things, I was like, hey, I should open up a business. And then it was like, I was making bread as I was doing other things. And a lot of people were just like, started buying it, friends and neighbors and stuff. And I was like, well, can I make this at home? And then I was like, well, I'll easily outrun the equipment that I have, and that's not going to work. So I was like, I need just a little place that I can make some bread. And then came like Other Brother, and I was like, okay, I'll get this little kitchen. So, and that's kind of where we are now.
Okay, that little kitchen seems a little large.
It is. It kind of is,
Okay.
but it's definitely not.
Okay.
It's it's larger than my house. Yes, like a larger than my kitchen at home, but
Uh-huh.
not much. But literally, that space is so small compared to how we've grown and what we're trying to produce now.
Okay.
It's kind of funny.
What surprised you most about owning a business in those 2 years?
Besides whatever happened last year, you know.
Yeah, there is that.
So there's that. I mean, I think the biggest thing is it's interesting because the first when we opened up, it was only a few employees, and up until just recently, now I've got like 20 employees,
Oh,
and yeah, and we're almost like 20. Actually, we are operating 24 hours a day now, just because of the amount of things that we're doing. Which again goes to the space or whatever. It's like this is the
sure.
only way we could do all the things that we're doing, and I'm like, I can't believe there's for one this many people that are working for me,
Uh-huh.
and two that we constantly have stuff to do that we're literally like 24 hours a day, and
Wow.
it's just yeah, that's like the crazy part of it. And I'm like, okay, how do we rest? What do we do? How do we do this? And so it's interesting uh, about that part of it that it never stops. Now it's become sort of this thing that just keeps going and going and going, and that's a really interesting thing.
Pretty nonstop. That's crazy.
It's yeah, it's pretty interesting.
So what would you say that your customers like most about Ad Astra?
I think it's just the simplicity of the product. So again, like I said, it's a loaf of bread, and but it's that's kind of all that it is. Again, it's flour, water, and salt. But we take the time to try and make it proper. What's really awesome is we get a lot of different people that like. We'll get some people that are European, and they'll be like, "This reminds me of the bread I had at home back in whether it's Italy or Germany or Norway or something like that." Usually European countries, and they're like, "This reminds me of that kind of stuff," and I'm like, "Wow, that's cool." And then you get some people like, "I like the really dark bread, like I want it like almost burnt." We're like, "Great," because we kind of like baking like that. And
Uh-huh.
then others I like the really light stuff. And they were like, "Oh, good," because we kind of pulled the bread out of the oven a little earlier than what we thought we were, wanted to. So there's some lighter loaves. And I think that's the cool thing is the customers just come in and it's like, they know that it's a loaf of bread, but it's good. It lasts. We've had people take their bread. They're like, "We're going camping and we're going to take a loaf of bread. And that's going to last us like 7 days out in the, camping in the forest or whatever."
Okay.
To me, that's why we're doing it. So I think it's just that it's a simple product, but they realize that we're trying to take the time and care about what we're doing. And I think it shows in the end result. And I think that's what they like about it.
You talked a little bit earlier about always needing more space. So what
Yeah.
are what are some of your goals for the next year?
I mean, even currently, like literally right now, is looking for a larger production space. It's just weird because you think I was reading a book the other day, and it was about another baker, and he was talking about bread, and he's saying, people are like, "Oh, you keep running out of bread. Like you should just bake more." And they put it into this very simple equation of, okay, let's bake more, which means we need more baskets, we need more racks, we need a bigger fridge, we need more time on the oven. We need, just saying to bake more isn't just making the product. It's all the equipment and all the space that it takes to make all those things. So we technically want to make more, but we're pretty much like we're taking over that the brewery in the mornings when they're not open. Like our stuff is everywhere. And then it's like I'm always telling the team, like, okay, clean up, make it look like you were never out here. Like it looks like we're all just in this little kitchen, but ultimately when the brewery is not open, we have our stuff everywhere,
Oh
and then
wow.
we clean up. So it just takes space, and so yeah, ultimately that's really what I'm looking for right now because we're actually turning away clients because we can't produce much more.
You've got big goals. Good for
I
you.
know, huh?
Good for you.
Yeah, that's a little bit of my problem or issue or something like that.
We've talked a little bit about community and customers and all of that. What is your favorite part about being a part of the Monterey Peninsula community?
Um, really funny. I guess it's just I guess I like doing it because working like 22 years in hospitality service. I mean, that's what it is. It's like it's a service industry. Whether you're at a restaurant or you're at a little diner or you're at a hotel or something like that, you're servicing and you're being uh, one for the people that are coming to eat there or enjoy whatever it is that you're doing. And so there's something that's like ingrained in me now of that. Like I like offering things, especially the things that, even more so the things that I'm personally making. All of my staff, especially because we're making, our hands are in it. We see what we make, we enjoy it, we all eat it. We're able to offer it up to people. So we love putting that product out there to the community. We all stand by. We talk to the customers about it. You know, when we go to the farmers markets, it's great because we're just like, you're engaging. And especially since we're the ones making it and we have something to do with it, it's not something that we're buying from somewhere else and we're just repackaging it or something like that. So there's so much more invested in it, our labor and our time and things like that. So we have like great conversations with people when we meet them, when we talk to them, and that's like one of the best things. The other thing is like, literally the other day I delivered to Captain and Stoker, and someone like walks by me, is like, "Hey, bread guy," you know, and it's just like, I'll totally take that. Like, that's great. Like, you know who I am, and you know what I'm doing, and you're stopping me outside of work, and you know, and it's like, yeah, hey, how you doing? You know, go get some bread.
Thanks a lot for your time, Ron. Is there anything else that you think people should know about Ad Astra?
No, I mean, I think, you know, we get a lot of, we've built a good little clientele. I mean, I think the biggest thing is, you know, I have a team. It's not just me. And I try not to do that with like social media. I try not to ever really say it's like, you know, Ron Mendoza's thing. Like everything that we do, and like I can only do it all from the team that I have, and they're great. My biggest thing is I've got people that have previous experience, and I've got people that have absolutely no experience. But the biggest thing, they all have passion, and like I said, they're all just into what they're doing. They love learning, learning new things, and that's like the best thing, you know. So just whenever, if it's me or whatever, and I'm the bread guy, you know, just let everyone know too. It's like there's other people. We've got a great team, and they're all into it. So we're all just pushing and trying.
Cool. No,
Yeah.
Cool. Well, guys, thanks for joining us. Go check out Ad Astra in Other Brother Brewery in Seaside on Broadway. It's a cool spot. And what farmers markets can we find you at?
Right now, so like tomorrow, Thursday, we do downtown Carmel. Sunday, we do Mid Valley Carmel, which is Safeway on the Carmel Valley Road. And then Monday, we do Pacific Grove.
Okay.
And we may try and start doing the Alvarado one because it's open up again.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, go find these guys. They make some great bread. And at Other Brother, they make some great food, and it's kind of different all the time. So it's a lot of fun. So, all right. Well, thanks a lot, Ron, and we'll see you around.
Thanks. Bye.